In this tutorial in Cyberlink PowerDirector, we'd like to show you how you can edit a title that also contains a particle and make some adjustments to the particle as well. This is for users of the most recent version of PowerDirector with a particle editor. Many of the titles that you receive in PowerDirector also have particles. And sometimes you want to change not only the way the title text looks, you want to change a bit about the particle. There are some changes you can make. We like to illustrate that in this particular lesson. So what we're going to do is give you a sample of a somewhat finished product. We'd like to ask you to draw your attention in the following clip to the 30% off in the upper right quadrant. And then we'll show you a bit about how we took a standard title with a particle and made some changes to it. If I look at my project, what I see are multiple tracks. Track number 1 basically is my video. Track number 2 is my title track called Fall Fly Rod Sail. Track number 3 is a particle track of the leaves falling. Track number 4 is my icon for my company. And then I have an audio track, but I'm going to place another track on track 5, which will contain a title that includes a particle. So I'm going to go to my title room. I can press the F7 key or click on the T icon on the left side. And the title I want to use that matches the illustration you saw is one simply called Light Waves. I'm going to drag that down into track number 5. And I'm starting it a little later than the beginning of the rest of my clip. Once I highlight it, I'll expand the duration more than long enough for what I need for my purposes. With that new title highlighted, I can click on the designer button, and that will take me to my title designer. Now you notice here I have multiple tracks in this particular title. I have a particle track, you notice that by the icon to the left, and then I have a title. In this case, the default is a 2-line title. I want to edit that and make some changes. So instead of clicking on the box, I'm going to simply edit it up in the upper left corner. I find this a lot cleaner. I'm going to say 30% off, and then I'll simply delete the rest of the characters that are in the default title. Now I'm going to highlight all the characters with Control A, and we'll change a couple things. I want to change the text color to black. I'll click on the little blue, click on my black, and click on OK from the color picker. I'm going to change the opacity to 100%, and we'll change the size. Let's try something maybe like a 50. I'll just type in the number. That looks pretty good. Now I want to make a couple of other changes in this particular title. I'm going to click here in the area where the title is above my video. I'm going to move the title, move it up here to this area, and now I notice that I also need to move my particle. How do you move a particle? I'm going to click on the particle track, and when you do that, you're going to see the red, yellow, and green dot. That shows you the center of the particle. I'll take and move it here, and we'll center it on our new text. Now when I play this segment, you'll notice that it does work. I have my text moved different, but the problem that I have that I don't like here is that my particle isn't as big as my new text since I enlarged the text. Can I enlarge the particle? Well, the good news is I now can with the particle designer. Once I stop this, I will right-click on the particle track and click on Edit in Particle Designer. Now, different particles have different features that you can change. The only feature that I'm interested in this particular particle is the size. I want to make it larger. So I simply go to my Properties tab on the left side. I make sure I'm under Modify Parameters in the subcategory. Then I have one called Size. I can move the slider or I can change the numbers. I'll try first with the slider. We'll make it just a little bit bigger. And if I want to tweak it more, say I can just type in 40. And we'll try that. I'm going to click on Back at the bottom, the back button. We'll see if that's large enough to do what I want it to do. So we play again. And let's see if it's not quite large enough. I probably need to go to a 45 or so. I'll stop it, right click again on my particle, click on Edit in Particle Designer a second time, and we'll change the size up a little bigger than 40. Maybe we'll try 50. And let's see if that works. And see my modified text and my modified particle size working together as I've modified text that includes a particle in CyberLink PowerDirector.